This is autosave too. Oh no. Oh no. Game, you're drunk. What? If you can punch a dragon with a stone fist, you can have a neurodivergent person and disable characters in your mediums. Oh, it's pretty! It is so pretty! I love it! Yay!
My name is Bloodthread Shears. I am also known in the dance world as Oriana Amal.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? Hello everyone, good afternoon, and merry time zone. I'm Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short, and welcome to Sunday Solo Scramble. Today I'm going to be continuing playing When the Night Comes through the Ezra thin polyamorous route. And then from there I'm going to take a little break from that game once that route is finished. And just relax a little. I did not expect narrating to be that much work. So, oh shoot. I only have just a few announcements. Community board is still being organized. Like I said yesterday, I don't want to put any information out there that could be accidental misinformation in regards to what happened in the US this past week. And as always, all of the standard commands are to my stage left. And I am happy to say that we hit 15% on my Kofi goal. So I am currently trying to raise $2,500 for a dedicated desktop. And I'm also chronicling the progress on the Sophie dress. So, if you're interested in tossing a coin my way, there's never any pressure to do so. And if you feel like subscribing, but you also don't want to give Jeff Bezos your money, you can also go to my Ko-Fi and, there we go. Stimming time. I have 2 tiers all the way up to from $1 all the way up to $20. I wanted to make it very affordable. The $1 is basically to help keep the lights on, and I was inspired by Sir Jester, so I thought that would be a lot of fun. And yeah, new Ko-Fi post is up for the supporters. And as you can tell, I'm a little low energy today. I was up late, but I am excited to continue the game. If at any point where I have to do a temperature check on my laptop, it's because it's prone to overheating. I've had it since 2020, and I don't want it to warp any more than it already has. Hence the Ko-Fi goal. Next up, if at any time when watching this game, we hit some darker stuff, I have a content warning, which is now in chat. There will also be a timer going while during play. But if you are uncomfortable with just narrative depictions of violence, gore, suggested sexual situations, strong language, ableist language, crude humor, mentions of dead bodies, murder, and other spooky situations, if you just want to tab out, mute the stream, or just mute the tab, and feel free to lurk. If you just need to nope out, that's perfectly fine. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll be doing a lot more sewing. And yeah, all of the lovely little commands are here. I have my tea. I remembered that my mother's coffee maker has a tea function. So I made myself some oolong tea earlier, and now I'm on to decaf, so I can be able to take a nap later. And yeah, I actually was able to take a nap before stream, and I feel a little bit better. But like, my brain is middling today. I will say that. Like, I modded for Dimples, and I did some backstage work for my own stream. I still have to like get the schedule up and running. Hi Panther, how are you? So yeah. But like, having the perfectly brewed mug of tea is a very soothing thing today. And I have show and tell. Bad day at work, but home now, so better. I'm glad you're feeling better. I did see what you mentioned in Discord. Should you ever need a shovel, please let me know. I will be happy to do some thwacking. Captions, that's not what I said, and you know it. But yeah, a little quick show and tell. Yesterday I managed to cut out the cuffs and the waistband for the dress. I did some pressing this morning, and I did not burn my fingers. Like, look at how clean that is. You're gonna mark. There we go. Look at how clean that is. Those are some sexy edges. And I have this at just over 31 centimeters. Just so, because I have meaty arms. So hopefully I can be able to do this with no problems. And I have the other one. I just want to do like another quick check, because if at the outside chance that I have to cut again, it's not a big problem. Roar. Roar. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So, temperature check is good. I'm gonna turn off the music and we're gonna jump right into this. So like I said, there will be sexy situations coming up involving a polyamorous relationship. I am not going to narrate the details. We're gonna just paraphrase as it comes. I walked into that. I walked into that. Alright, so let me minimize everything else. Oh no, not New World, not New World. I don't think I think my stream will crash if I play New World on stream. And I still play too. It's been a couple of weeks, but I currently am up to level 47. I'm getting close to level 50. I still get my ass kicked by bears though. But like a lot of my time off stream has been a lot of my time has been dedicated to Dragon Age, and I'm trying to finish the game so I can go on to the other DLC. Okay. So... Okay. So, to recap... We managed to break out Finn's buddy from the super secret dungeon. A creepy cult lady came to us about some really creepy stuff. Sweet demon boy Omen revealed that he's the son of Satan and has decided that he's had enough of his father's shenanigans and says, "I'm out," and created a tear between this world and his, which caused more demons to come through and more issues for a very quiet town to go very active very quickly. So, with the help from our general, August, and our very sweet boyfriend, witchy boyfriend, Ezra, they managed to close up the gap. From there, we spoke with Piper and a few other folks about what's going on in the town and trying to figure out this mystery. We are now at Finn's room with Ezra after passing the fuck out after beating the monster. We've been out for 2 days, and we also got to see the Admiral's husband in spectral form. What? And we also found out the truth about how hunters are made. With that knowledge, we wake up and we talk with Finn and Ezra about this. And then finding out that Finn kind of hid an injury and didn't tell us. And Finn reveals that he needs to feed. Through this conversation, we find out that Finn and Ezra have had a history. And Ezra has been the donor for quite some time. So we now have an option where we can say, well, you need to feed on Ezra, or be like, come on, babe, I got you. That has been the recap. So we're going into thirsty shenanigans, and again, I'm going to put in the content warning. Yeah, I'm going on like 0 brain cells right now. And my touch portal app crashed. Bad touch portal, bad. There we go. So, yeah. I'm gonna say, fill her up. Okay, let's get into this. I feel the words rolling off my tongue before I've even finished my next thought. Tell me what's like. Both Finn and Ezra's eyes widen almost comically, but Finn composes himself far faster. What it feels like? I nod. Finn swallows thickly, almost as if the action pains him. Like thinking about it has made him realize how hungry he is. For both of you. He looks at Ezra, holding his gaze, both of us watching the way his cheeks continue to darken. They both exhale sharply, gazes fixed and held.
The way I feel when I feed on someone I'm close with it's something euphoric. Like, in that moment, nobody else exists but them and I. I can feel everything they feel, everything they want. Like we've become one.
It's indescribable.
Haven't even started yet and we're getting into it. Alright. He reaches up carefully and carefully cups his hand to Ezra's jaw, the witch practically melting under his touch. Then he turns to me and reaches for my hand. I go willingly, shifting closer and watching as his eyes darken. It's the most subtle of shifts, but I see it. I committed his features to memory long before tonight. I want that with you. I want you to feed on me. He bites his lip, his fingers twitching against my own as he watches me intently. He's probably waiting for me to falter, to take back my words. But I meant it. You trust me. After what you saw in the forest. I quickly glance to Ezra and he nods, smiling softly. I do trust him, both of them, implicitly, and it terrifies me. I do. They both smile, and the flash of Finn's razor-sharp fangs that I'm granted sends a shiver rolling down my spine. Excuse me for a sec, my eyes. The sight of them is strangely thrilling, a confirmation that the fear that's been so ingrained in me is long dead. Ezra doesn't fear him, and he's clearly at ease when Finn is feeding on him, so... We unconsciously edge closer to one another, the mattress creaking until under the shift of our bodies. Finn reaches out, dragging his finger down the tense column of my throat, and I tilt my head in an invitation to expose my neck. Ezra watches, his breath quickening, his eyes hooded. Finn pauses and looks at me dead in the eye. I need to hear you say it again. I unbutton my shirt, pushing, wow, words, god damn. Okay. I unbutton my shirt, pushing it off my shoulders and show him that I mean this. Take whatever you need. It's yours. He groans quietly, leaning in to catch my lips with his own in the briefest of kisses before he begins his descent, running his nose along the edge of my jaw, breathing me in. I've never felt so exposed, like a frayed nerve. And at the same time, I've never wanted anything more in my life. To be marked, to be his, theirs. Ezra moves closer and takes my hand, Finn pressed tight between us.
Just breathe. It'll only hurt for a second. Keep your eyes on me.
I nod, focusing on the vivid emerald as Finn litters my skin with reverent kisses. He's gentle in his build-up, and I feel his fangs gently graze the tensed column of my throat. His fingers tight where they grip my waist, almost as if he's holding back. It's in that moment that I realize just how much I really want to do this. My body is singing for him, with both of them. Are you okay, Lex? You've been very scratchy. Oh. Please. I push my fingers into his hair, the soft, ink-black strands snarling about my fingertips. Ezra leans in, our noses brushing, our lips but a breath apart. Finn growls softly, and then he bites me. As he does, Ezra crushes his mouth into mine. Though the pain from Finn's bite is quick, hot, blinding, the penetration is fleetingly resistant as his fangs sink into my flesh with a quiet pop. The ache fades quickly, and my pulse flickers wildly as he saps the blood from my veins. I've never felt more alive, and it's like I can feel his every thought, his every desire, and you need to cool it with the scratching. Come here. Hi, baby. Come on, let's get this off of you for a sec. There you go. Alright, good girl. Oh, baby. Okay. What a good girl. Alright, go lie down. Lie down. Good. Here. There you go. Sorry about that. She's been very itchy recently, and I'm thinking it's probably allergies. Alright. Back into the scene. A perfect, lilting chorus of my name on repeat in his mind. Yeah, I'm not reading that out. I moan, the noise breaking as it crashes against Ezra's lips, and suddenly I can feel Finn everywhere. He pulls away faster than I expected, and I strangely almost missed the pain. He soothes the mark with his tongue, lapping up any stray droplets that coat my overheated skin. I sit back, and both of their eyes meet mine. The sight of them catches the breath from my lungs. Finn's lips parted, fangs bared and painted crimson. Blood. My blood. Ezra wipes it away with a brush of his thumb, pushing the digit between Finn's lips so he can suck it clean. Mm. Oh shit! God. Oh. I am bright red. I am bright red. Hi, GC. Welcome to Thirsty Town. How you doing, DC? Oh, you get to see me flail. Oh god, I need that drink. Ooh, okay. The artwork for this game, it's a gift. It's a gift. I need another drink. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to finish the game like this. Apparently I needed something to drink for reasons. DC is a vampire confirmed. Oh god, yeah, but yeah. Yeah, my brain just went really freaking quickly. But what I was going to say is, if you are familiar with DC Lasser, DC does amazing work as a producer. He had a panel, like recently-ish. And if any mods are in, still, in chat, if you're lurking, that's fine, but can I get a shout out for, DC, please? DC's good quality people. I highly recommend him. Now let's get back into Thirsty Town. Ooh, okay. Okay, okay. All right. Gone is the purple beneath his eyes, and before me lies Finn in all of his perfection. Ezra draped over him, blushing and beautiful. Oh, hold on a second. I hear some conversations. Okay. He nods, and I know he heard me. My thoughts screaming are unavoidable. Yeah, You know what? If there was a vampire who were to drink my blood, good fucking luck. Because at that point, if I see something like that, all you would see is the blue screen of death and a 404 error. Please reboot. Like, holy shit. I can't believe they're mine.
Yes. Yours.
Oh. DC, did I tell you that Gideon Emery voices the character of Finn? Now you see why I bought this game so quickly. Oh. Okay. Then Finn is kissing me, the faintest taste of copper warm upon his tongue as it eagerly glides against my own.
You taste like heaven.
Goddamn. Ezra moves, so he's sitting behind me on his knees, his thighs bracketing my waist, and suddenly I'm surrounded. 2 pairs of hands upon me, touching me, and all too ready to pull me apart. I am beet red, and I don't care. I drag my palms down Finn's bear's chest, through the smattering of dark hair, and I register that his wound is healed. My senses are thrown into overdrive. Everything that little bit brighter. So vivid. I feel like I'm about to burst with the newness of it. My fingers trace every perfect dip and curve of his muscles, every previously unnoticeable scar, wanting to know the story behind each perfect silver of imperfect skin, to know what marked him and why. Then Ezra says my name, his lips to my throat, right where Finn marked me, and it feels like the world has stopped turning. Okay, mods, are you in chat? Can we put up a poll, please? Cause like I said, I want to make sure this is work safe. Now, bear in mind, there is nothing overly explicit, but it is very suggestive. So, I need to make sure I don't break TOS with this. Like I said, there's nothing explicit. I just need to make sure that I'm covering my ass. Let me... Hold on 1 second. I shall put in a poll. Okay. Content. What? Okay. Do I touch the heart? Really? I can't say touch the butt. Shame. Wow. Wow. Okay, so there's the poll. It'll be up for the next 5 minutes. Just imagine heart as butt. You can use bits and your channel points for this. So go wild. I want to see where we go with this. Okay. Alright, so we have one for touch the butt. And remember, the poll is live, so if you want me to narrate the very sweet, sexy times between a hot witch and a hot vampire, now is your chance. Oh dear lord, I am going to have to paraphrase. Oh boy. But anyways, while we're doing that, I'm going to switch over to game cam. And as you will notice, I have a stim cube, so you may hear some clicky clacky. I apologize for the unintentional ASMR. I've just been incredibly fidgety as of late. So let's see what the... Alright, cool. Alright. So give that another couple minutes. And remember, your vote shows how thirsty we want to be. If we're going full thirst ahead, we go full thirst ahead. And I gotta do a quick temperature check. Okay, cool. I see DC says full thirst ahead. Because, I mean, come on. Isn't it tight? If you had the opportunity to have a very loving relationship with people who care about you and treat you well, that's the important part. The fact that they look great and are hot is a side benefit. Like, one of them has a witchy shop. The other one is a wonderful artist who is immortal and has to have blood every so often, but no one's perfect! So, let's see. Alright, so, Touch the Butt is currently in, the lead. And I really need me blah 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 blah. I really should have made this poll a little bit shorter. But we are getting down to the very last few seconds. And it looks like Touch the Butt is going to be the operative winner. So can I get some hearts in chat for that? And if you are a follower, please feel free to put your Pride hearts in, because it is Pride today here in New York. So let's get those hearts into chat. Both for Pride, both for thirst. I need a drink. Delicious. Alright, let's see. And 3, 2, 1. Touch the Butt wins. All right. We're going in. Okay. hope the way that I'm looking at them can convey what I want, what I crave, and the way they both press closer to me tells me that it might. In a low, addictive tone, Ezra whispers,
Tell us what you need.
"You. I need you." Finn carefully pushes me backward until I'm lying flush against Ezra's chest. Then, with a quiet growl, he drags both my hands over my ribs, stomach, waist, and hips. He then undresses Ezra, peeling away the layers and letting him tumble, forgotten on the floor. Letting them tumble. God damn it. He hooks his thumbs around the waistband of my... Oh no! Ah! Ah! Oh God. He removes the panties. Let's put it that way. We start kissing. You're free to welcome to read this because oh my God. Oh God. Okay. Oh. Their hands rove endlessly over my body, over each other. Both of them so talented and oh my... No! You don't see a blush! I'm not blushing, you are! Ah! Oh, and this is why I struggle writing smut. Oh. Finn's next words are a whisper, his eyes bright and earnest as he sits back to look at us.
So beautiful.
I carefully study him for a quiet moment, my chest heaving and Ezra's breath warm against my skin. When I look at them, I see two people that I trust. Two people who, no matter what, I know will be there for me. Without fail and without question. Life is so uncertain, and yet, in Finn and Ezra, I've found something solid. Something so real, it scares me. Oh. I need a drink. In this moment, I finally realized.
I love you both so much.
Gideon Emery is a very good voice actor. I said it on Twitter and I said it in Discord. He's what he is to nerdy video game fans, to what Fabio was to bored housewives in the 90s. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. He took the words right out of my mouth. I exhale sharply when Finn moves to rest his forehead against mine, and Ezra holds me a little tighter, one of his hands reaching out, his thumb grazing over the perfect plush curve of Finn's lips. I allow myself to bask in their presence, just drowning in the feel of them. I love you too. And here's where I'm going to be paraphrasing, because I will spontaneously combust if I have to narrate this. Like, like, you want me to narrate word for word? Send me a Kofi or whatever. I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. You don't have to do that. So the three of us start kissing, and it gets hot. Ezra gets a good idea.
I want to make you feel good.
Your lovely neighborhood Shears is going to combust. You cannot see me. You cannot see me. You cannot see me. God damn it. I say yes. His consent is important. Finn uses his powers to make the room go dark. We have a little bit of mattress dancing going on. A lot of mattress dancing. Look at him. I look at Finn. Finn tells me to look at Ezra. Everything feels very good. I need a drink. Turn off the mug warmer, just as a safety precaution. Things get really good. We start kissing. Kissing a lot. We have a lovely night together, and it feels really, really nice. That is all I'm gonna say on the matter. Lots of mattress dancing. There's only so many ways that I can paraphrase this. Like a prayer. They took me there. Oh shit, I actually got it right on time. If you want to read that for yourself, game is on Steam. Enjoy. I'm not narrating that entire thing because I'm worried about TOS and I will spontaneously combust. I wake up sandwiched between the two perfect opposites, hot and cold, lightness and dark. My body thrums with awareness, their proximity almost overwhelming, and everything feels different. I know Finn doesn't sleep, and I'm fully aware that he'll know I'm awake. So when I feel a cool hand reaching to brush my hair from my face, I smile. Good morning. His voice is a delicious, raspy whisper, sending a shiver rolling down my spine. I open my eyes to look at him, and it's almost annoying how good he looks. Flawless, in fact. I reach out to brush my thumb over the skin underneath his eyes. The discoloration gone, not an imperfection in sight. Your eyes are still gold. He leans into my touch, long dark lashes fluttering closed. I suppose you're just as special as I always assumed then. Not human, you mean? He carefully catches my wrist, those bright eyes flying open to meet my gaze. Then, he shakes his head, a devastating smile hooking the corner of his mouth.
Human, just different.
You're you. I smile at the simplicity of the statement. I suppose I am. Our voices are still quiet, but I feel Ezra shifting behind me, his warmth keenly felt as he presses closer. Finn's eyes light up at the sight of a curly head and bright green eyes peeking over my shoulder.
Ah, you rises at last. Good morning, Angel.
Ezra blinks slowly. Clearly, not a morning person.
Morning.
Finn laughs at the way one of his cheeks squishes against my shoulder, reaching out in an attempt to tame the wild curls. It's a futile effort, but he still looks gorgeous. Hey, curly hair and bedhead are always a nightmare. My hair may look like this, but when it's short, it's poof. So, I feel that.
Why are you awake so early when we can't even see the sun down here?
Though the sun doesn't paint Finn's bed, there seems to be a consistent supply of stubby candles dotted across the room, casting us all in a dreamy golden glow. It serves both men particularly well, highlighting Finn in all his deathly sharp angles, and making Ezra seem even warmer somehow. Then a horrible realization snaps me from my daze, and I break free from the tangle of sheets and limbs. Wait, what time is it? They both sit a little straighter, but there's no urgency to their movements. Barely dawn. You're not planning on running off on us so soon, are you? Ezra's words calm me, and I look at what I've mistakenly torn myself away from, and yeah. Finn's arm is slung possessively around Ezra, his hand resting on the curve of his waist. I can see his fingers twitching, almost as if the effort of not touching him more is painful to him. Come back to us. We have time. plenty of it. I exhale sharply, my eyes drawn to the way Ezra's freckled cheeks darken, a smirk hooking the corner of his mouth. So, are we going through chat? Are we going full thirst ahead? Cause, I need a snack. That's not those two. Like, I'm going for what I heard somebody describe, like, the lembas bread of the modern times. A Velveeta cookie. I don't want to be all fluid, like all drinking on an empty stomach. That kind of messed me up last time. But yeah. Put in a thirst emote if you have it for full thirst ahead, or a wave emote to say goodbye. And actually, let me do a quick time check. Oh, we are well past the hour mark. So I'm actually gonna do what I'm actually So what I'm gonna do is put up another poll. Okay, please let that work. All right, there is the poll. I will be going on a quick break, so be sure to take care of yourselves during that time, and I'll be right back. back. Did a temperature check on the laptop, so I had to put on an ice pack. So hopefully that will keep it from overheating. And like I said earlier in my stream, did it work? There we go. So yeah, if you want to help me get a dedicated desktop so I don't have to put ice packs on my laptop, consider tossing a coin my way. Never any pressure to do so, but all funds go directly back into the stream and for paying bills. So let's get back into it, shall we? Alright, so since we didn't have any votes, I'm going to continue the full thirst ahead route. All thirst all the time. So we're gonna pass the time. I can't help but feel like they're prey, the hunted. The way they look at me, bright eyes roaming my form like a caress, ready to strike. And I'm all too willing to let them devour me. I fall into place between them, and it doesn't take them long to pull me back into their little slice of heaven we found together last night, curled up beneath these very sheets. An expanse of tantalizingly bared, warm, russet skin calls to me, and I reach out, running my fingers over the constellation of freckles that sweep over Ezra's shoulders. Finn joins me, and both of us lavish Ezra with the attention he so thoroughly deserves, enjoying the way he practically purrs under our ministrations. Whatever did I do to deserve such attentive lovers? He smiles when Finn brushes his lips over the juncture of my throat, the place where he drank from me last night. Finn curls his fingers in the sheet over my heart, as if seeking out its beat. It sings for him, a helpless flutter every time he touches me, every time we're near. What he said about feeding on someone is true. There's a new familiarity between us now, almost as if I can anticipate his next move, his thoughts. Ezra feels it too, I can tell. It's almost as if this perfect connection between the three of us. And Finn is our anchor. Wasting time with both of you has quickly become my favorite activity. We take turns to kiss one another, savoring the moment before we move on, and each kiss melts so effortlessly into the next, slow, warm, and with the barest hint of a shiver. Then Ezra pushes Finn back against the headboard, and we both ascend. The dark sheets fall away, and all that remains is the delicate drag of iron fingers as they trace the dip and curve of my spine. The mood easily shifts from sensual into something desperate, and it feels like nothing can touch us while we're ensconced in the quiet darkness of the catacombs. Finn's laugh is dripping with sin, and we arch against him, my thoughts loud and detailed. Finn may be undead, but he makes Ezra and I feel more alive than we ever thought possible. Losing myself in them has become second nature. The way we fit together, a beautiful and dangerous thing. Dangerous because I can't see how I could ever tear myself from the impossible comfort of their arms. That is until the door creaks open. Finn groans through clenched teeth when he sees the culprit or culprits, and Ezra cups a hand over his mouth to stifle a giggle, clearly all too familiar with such an interruption. What do you want? Two figures emerge from the darkness of the corridor, wide eyes peeking through the door frame. Sorry, Finn. She insisted you were alone. Raven squeals with delight as the blonde-haired girl firmly elbows her in the ribs. So, fun night. She waggles her eyebrows suggestively, and Finn hurls a pillow at her. A poorly stifled smile curling at the corner of his lips. Nice to see you in the darkest depths again, Angel. I knew it was only a matter of time before Finn lured you back down here. I miss you too, Raven. This, less so. She winks at him, and they share a warm smile.
Unless there's a life or death reason that you're here, then I kindly ask you to get the fuck out.
Raven pouts, stepping closer and dragging the other girl by the arm. Don't be rude, Finnegan. I just wanted to introduce your new hunter to Lux. Finn rolls his eyes hard and turns to look at me, and that brings us to the eye roll counter. I made that because I know in games like this, the eye roll is so constant. I shrug because, well, it's not like it would do any harm, and I do find myself growing terribly fond of Raven. It's nice to meet you, Lux. She smiles at me empathetically, clearly used to these strange creatures. And she shakes my hand with a firm grip. It's lovely to meet you too. Heard a lot about you. I apologize for this. Hi, Ezra. Ezra waves at her, the gesture beyond adorable. Raven snorts, playfully nipping at Lux's earlobe. Lux swats her away with an exasperated grumble, her freckled cheeks painted pink. Anyway, we're going to bed. Graveyard shift life and all that. You noisy kids have fun, won't you? Toodles. Lux smiles at us once more, waving politely as she's yanked out of the doorway. I can hear her scolding Raven in the corridor, but their joint laughter echoes off the old stone as their voices disappear. Well. Finn flops back against the mattress and sighs dramatically, and unnecessarily. Ezra settles against his side, an arm slung over his trim waist. And here I was, thinking my days of your clan members seeing my backside were long dead. Finn grunts, pressing a kiss against his temple. They're very fond of you, both of you. That means there'll be no getting rid of them.
You've probably come to expect such things now, I suppose. I do apologize for, that, though.
It's fine, really. You're great. Finn pouts, and Ezra pokes him in the ribs. Easy for you to say. I guess I really should think about leaving now anyway. Their twin huffs of protest are impressive, and I tear myself from the bed before I find myself staying here forever, forgetting about my worries. Do you need assistance with finding your clothes? I look around the room, spotting a shoe, a torn shirt. I could possibly do with borrowing something to go home with, actually. Ezra sighs, patting Finn on his hairy chest. Yes, this one likes to ruin clothing, doesn't he? Before Ezra can move to help me, Finn curls his fingers around his wrist.
Before you leave me and run back into the daylight, I just need you to know that whatever burdens you have are ours too. Do you understand?
I love you. Ezra and I both exhale sharply, smiling, and I'm drawn back to them like the tide to the moon. My moons.
I love you too.
The statement is enough to tilt my world on its axis, but bright green and gold eyes are there to pull me back to rights. I love you. The next few days feel surreal as I relayed my encounter with James to those who most needed to hear. The revelations were met with both shock and horror, but mostly anger. Unsurprisingly, we found ourselves in the very same position, heavy on the tip of our tongue. Why? I can't deny that the world we live in is a terrifying and uncertain one, but it's all I know, all I have known. Finn tells me that even before Revelation Day, there were unexpected disappearances, murders, grisly things found but never spoken of. Corruption is inevitable in organizations such as this one, but for something so profound and nefarious to be going on right under our noses, I can't help but wonder if the ends justify the means in this little scheme that started in the brain of our leader. The cost is so high, the loss is vast and heartbreaking. And exactly when does it end? Where does the line get drawn when the divide between what's right and wrong is so very blurred? Would it have been safer for all of us to live in ignorant bliss all this time? Or would they have overrun us eventually anyway? Maybe, but these cards would have been dealt, and Harold Addington has a dirty hand. I'm biding my time, trying to gather any final scraps of information while I wait for word that Harry has reappeared. As I do most days now, I walk the town from one end to the other. Linares is easy to patrol, as small as it is, and the townsfolk seem almost relieved when I walk past. The enforcers have become such a suffocating presence lately, and every time I encounter one, I can't help but feel like I'm being watched. Are they all in on us? I find myself in the woodland at the edge of the graveyard. The sun's shining, but the air crisp and cold. The grass crunches beneath my boots, and I see a path of destruction as I walk into an open clearing. Anyone else would be alarmed to see the destruction I find. Would likely suspect a creature has been one to carve jagged welts into the trunks of trees, but I know what caused this. It was certainly no creature. I find her a little further in, kneeling in the dirt, head bowed. Beside her are two pieces of what once was a training staff, cracked down the center. I approach quietly, and when she looks up, I see blankness in her eyes, her expression sour. Piper. She forces a smile, her chest heaving with labored breaths, sweats licking her flushed skin. Hunter? She hauls herself from the ground, kicking aside the splintered wood with a grunt. Then she retrieves the intact staves from a bag nestled in a pile of overgrown grass and holds it out to me. I know you've come to talk about deep shit, so how about you humor me and let me kick your ass while we're at it? I keep my gaze fixed upon hers as I take one of the staffs from her. So cocky. Piper shrugs, nonchalant and definitely cocky. You know I'm right. Our staves meet with a solid thwack, those sapphire eyes meeting me head on as Piper lunges forward with a grin. She's hyper-focused, strong, and I match her blow for a powerful blow with ease. Why are you out here? There's a training room back at headquarters. Piper rolls her eyes, and that goes up to the count. Wiping the sweat from her brow with the back of her hand.
The less I'm around those traitorous idiots, the better. I cannot hold my tongue as well as most, you see.
She launches herself forward again, and I have to step back a few paces when she pushes against the pressure of our crossed weapons. If I lose purchase against the muddy forest floor, skidding, and then she's drawing back, swinging again. Shit. I'm used to one-on-one combat and the intricacies of it, but Piper's no creature, and it's been a hell of a long time since I sparred with one of my own kind. Her staff makes a solid arc toward my legs, and in a vain attempt of darting out her way, I find myself falling in an elegant sprawl. The world tumbles until it reorients itself when I lay on my back, my head tilted back to see Piper standing above me with a far too smug smile upon her face. The hilt of her staff just barely grazes the arc of my very exposed throat, and I weigh out my options very carefully. Gotcha. Now, I fight back. I don't yield. I seize the moment, taking advantage of her smug satisfaction. I swing upward with my staff, the angle terrible but not entirely useless as it serves its purpose, hitting hers out of her hands. I jump up, brushing the dirt and leaves and whatever crap lives in the Lunarian forest from my trousers, watching as Piper holds her hands up in defeat, her chest heaving. She eyes her staff, but it's too far away for her to reach. Do you yield? Piper steps closer, taking my weapons in her hands and shoving. She scoffs, but her tone is playful and when she responds.
You got lucky.
I laugh at her, and she drops her hands. Playtime over. She pauses, eyeing me warily. So, what did you actually come here for then? You've been avoiding me. Piper purses her lips, averting her gaze. She has been actively staying clear of me since the day after I woke up. But I've given her space and respected that the things I divulged would be difficult for her to swallow. But as time drags on, we we draw closer to a point where we'll have to face all of this corruption. And, well, I need Piper. The only other hunter I can truly bring myself to trust, but more importantly, my friend. It's almost time, you know? At least, I hope. She pokes the dirt with the toe of her boot, as wonderfully defiant as she always is. I know. Want to get it over with, right?
He'll crawl out of whatever hole he's scurried into, and everything will burn.
Her eyes are fierce and bright when she finally dares to meet my gaze. Not everything. What he's done. She scoffs again, anger rolling off her in messy waves that break over me, almost leaving me breathless. If I had to kill her, if she became what Azazel did,
I will tear the enforcers to the ground to avenge her if I have to.
he better have a really good fucking explanation for all of this. How could he? He's killed people. His own people. His husband. Indirectly, but still. Imagine that. I can't. I can't imagine it. I think about Finn and Ezra. Knowing with everything that I have, knowing everything that I have, I could never hurt them. I love them too much. It's unfathomable, and he'll pay for it. Fucking right he will. Then her shoulders slump, and she slowly looks around at the mess she's made of the clearing. I should go. I need to clear my head in a way that doesn't involve beating the shit out of trees. Or me. Or you. I'll see you around, yeah? Without so much of a second glance, Piper turns and disappears into the forest. I understand why she's hurting so much. I just wish I could help. And speaking to Harry, maybe I can. I approach the Eyeback with the same level of caution and awareness I always do. Even though now I'm quite well acquainted with its inhabitants. Much to my surprise, I spot a familiar face. Lux. This is the first time I've seen her here, and she smiles ear to ear when she spots me, showing the same enthusiasm for someone she's met once as you would for someone you've known a lifetime. Hunter! Hey, Lux. Is it rare for you to be out here in the daytime? She shrugs, rocking back and forth on her heels. Kinda. Aurora feels a little paranoid as of late. I do my best to be here as often as I can to put them both at ease. She pats the 2 pistols that sit in her holster at her back with a smile. Anyway, what brings you here on this fine day? Oh, the usual. Trying to search for scraps, maybe an oddly polite demon or two? Lux snorts, her nose crinkling in a way that fondly reminds me of Raven and Finn. Oh yeah, they've been here a lot lately. It's nice to see Army so happy. Army. She shrugs as if, of course, she would call this frighteningly stoic man something so soft. Oh, he's a sweetheart. One of the nicest guys I know. I'm aware he doesn't leave an excellent impression, but it's just how he is. How they are. I offer her a contemplative hum in response, and she simply laughs, swatting my arm. Go on, I can't stay and chat to you all day, as much as I love to. Into the abyss you go. With an overly dramatic flourish, Lux ushers me onward, pushing open the big doors with a shove. It's cold inside, even though it's daytime. The place is just as dilapidated as it was when I first visited, but towards the altar at the end, it seems like someone has been cleaning up. The floor is swept, a crimson cloth covers the altar, and seating upon it with her boots swinging, attention firmly fixed upon what looks like an embroidery hoop, is Elaine. I wait for a moment before approaching to give her some time to notice me, but her eyes and hands remain focused on her task. Eventually, I give up and just go to her. She likely knows I was coming from down the street anyhow. If she's anything like most demons I've encountered. Sure enough, there's no surprise in Elaine's brown eyes when she looks up at me, smiling warmly and setting her project aside. Hello, Hunter. I stop and blink, and Elaine frowns immediately, pressing a finger to her lips. There's a mellowness to her aura that doesn't put me at ease as he does, and as Elaine peers at me with an open amusement and interest. I can't put it into words, but I somehow think I know why. I heard you encountered the creature. Yeah, I did. Did Omen tell you? Elaine shakes her head, then shrugs. I'm sorry, though. I take it you saw your kin in the Chimera. This time it's definitely a chill that runs down my spine. How did you know? I've heard it crying. And I found its presence strange. I didn't investigate it, though. Elaine covers her mouth with a hand, her brow furrowed as she stares at the red cloth beneath her seat. I didn't think it was your target. It was sad, not dangerous. You heard it cry. When? A little while ago. It was a very sad thing. If it were once human... I quickly put a hand to my lips. No one knows that detail yet, aside from those I've told. And Lux is just outside the door. Elaine blinks at me slowly, calmly. She tilts her head to the left, to the right, sizing me up. Then she exhales. Is that disappointment or sadness I sense? Are you looking for Omen? There's a distinct and uncomfortable feeling that the more that I talk to Elaine, the more likely she'll get upset. The feeling is accompanied by the gut-deep knowledge that the princess is not like the prince. She wears a human glamour as firmly and easily as Omen does, and their eyes have the same kind of cast. But she looks at me like a demon looks at a mortal. I don't know if I want to see the version of me that's reflected in her eyes. Not right now. Not with Harry and what he's done weighing on my soul like a stone-hard burden? That... what? Let me just take a quick a sip of water. Go lay down, Mama. Yeah. Do you know where he is? Stay here. Elaine hops off, grabbing her embroidery hoop, and ducks into one of the side rooms. As the last flash of her tail vanishes, the front of the temple also changes. Clean swept stone becomes dusty and cobwebby again, save for the imprints on her of her boots on the ground. The altar returns to its dusty state, and the red cloth thrown over it just straight up evaporates. An illusion. I didn't even notice. I didn't even sense that there was anything wrong with such a large swath of the room. Before I can dwell too much on how Elaine managed it, a familiar figure emerges. Omen gives me a once-over as he approaches, and the expression on his face is sincerely, almost insultingly sympathetic.
You didn't come to pray.
No, I didn't. He looks at me again, tail swaying gently. I want to tell him my purpose myself so he won't have to guess. The words don't come out. 'Cause I don't know. At this point, I'm just wandering aimlessly, trying to kill time to avoid the inevitable. Elaine is gone. But I don't know what I can tell Omen that I haven't already, and I don't know if I can put the questions that I really have for him, for anyone, into proper words. My sister told me you were looking for me. Something like that, yes? I study Omen for a moment. Compared to Elaine, he's closer, maybe even truly comfortable around me. But I shouldn't forget he's not one of us. I must apologize. Omen blinks, then inclines his head. The words come out of nowhere. Even I'm not so sure that it was wise I've let them out, but he doesn't seem surprised.
Whatever you want to apologize for, it's not necessary. I caused a disturbance when I came here. That much I can't deny. All to be free from my father. I thought that only I would suffer the consequences, not that it would affect others so severely. I was a fool. Powerful things always break something else when they attempt change.
But you're not responsible for the things Harry did.
Thank you for saying that. Still, I put this trouble before him. Maybe he wouldn't have been driven to these means otherwise.
I frown at him, not because I completely disagree with him, but because it does make me wonder. I've rarely had the chance to converse with a being so old. Demons in particular have always existed closely to human society. Would it matter if you hadn't, and he didn't? Or wouldn't it have, because this is what he's capable of regardless? Omen blinks softly, his head tilted in that almost unnatural way. He folds his hands and studies me for a moment, then looks at some point past my head. There's a faraway look in his eyes that makes me think he's reminiscing. What I wouldn't give to be able to read his mind.
I think you ask a question meant for a hunter. You destroy creatures when they hurt others, but you must know that all creatures are capable of harm and of evil.
He's right.
Is it wiser for you to kill someone because of its potential to do harm, or kinder for you to not bet its life on your fear? Either way, I don't think this is what you really want to know.
Omen, that's for me to decide. He's no longer smiling, but there's something in his eyes that's less speculative now, and it's more like respect.
My sister and I have friends in this town, people we love in this town. We have things to lose. You have my promise to help when you need it, and I have faith that you'll make the right choice, whatever your definition of right is.
Are you not worried my definition will be different from what you hoped?
Maybe, but I'm sure you'll do whatever you think best. I think you're kind, and if you weren't, maybe you would have hurt less about all of this.
Thank you. Omen tilts his head this way, then that, contemplative.
Few seek the advice of a demon. Fewer take it seriously. I wonder if it's fate that I'm here. This place has taught me so many things.
You're a prince of demons. Wouldn't you know?
I would need much older eyes to see something so vast. My father would know. Perhaps it's why he doesn't understand why I love your kind. Your fragile, flowing world. Your lives so short they could be measured by seasons, as I do.
As Alcar puts it, it's his fucking loss. I have to snort a laugh hearing that word spill from his mouth. Definitely Alcar's influence. They're dating. Damn right. I have to confront him soon as he shows his face. We can't allow this to continue. No, it can't.
It won't be easy. I'd rather you not have to stand before him on your own with no backup.
I suspect August will be present. They need closure more than I do. But I don't think you should do anything anyway. If you're sure, I'm sure. Harry's an old, wily soldier. I'd rather not confront him with him knowing that I have your ear. If he doesn't know of our involvement already. But I won't do it unprepared. You have my word. I should go. Shaking my head, I step away. And then head for the door. Suddenly the church feels too oppressive. I have to get out, clear my head. Think. Though, I know with a faint feeling of dread, which my choices will lead. I can feel Omen's eyes in the back until the door closes. Alcar is waiting for me outside the temple, much to my lack of surprise. I've had the sense he's been keeping an eye on me more than usual since the encounter with the creature. My thanks. I might have been convinced that I was mistaken, if not for the pout and defiance on his face. Stifling a grin, I raise my hands in a gesture for peace instead. No need to poke the sensitive wolf today. Waiting for me. I take it you want to walk? You want to talk?
Assuming a hell of a lot, aren't you? But you're right enough. You're about the only exciting thing left in this goddamn town.
And the whole He gestures vaguely in my direction, and I can't quite get his meaning. I'm not entirely sure Alcar himself knows what he means either, because the expression on his face is one I can't read. One of the many things I've learned about the half-Lycan is either he won't lie, or he's hellishly bad at it. It reminds me of the folk stories of wolves as betrayers and deceivers. Even now, not just surrounding Alcar, I wonder if those who told folklores mistook wolves for foxes. Or for their neighbors. Maybe their boss. The whole debacle? Yeah, that. A pause, almost awkward.
So, listen. I'm no good with the whole emotional thing. That's what Ezra's here for.
Ezra's here to handle all of your feelings for you, is that it?
No, he just self-expresses better is all. Makes the sentimental shit sound more natural, not so awkward and weird. Anyway, I just wanted to ask if you're doing okay.
Oh. I appreciate the effort you took to arrive to that question.
What do they say? Effort shows affection or something?
Everything is a mess, I suppose. I'm not just going to let all of it, or whatever we've learned, go if that's what you're worried about.
I didn't think you would. In fact, I trust that you won't. I know you're gonna try to do something about this mess.
Something probably dangerous, or if you won't, they'll force you into it. He says it with such bitterness, with such certainty, that I know immediately the sentiment must have come from personal experience. I'll do my utmost to prove them unnecessary. I won't be caught dead by anyone else saying this. But if you do, I'd appreciate that. I'm sure you would. Then he inhales deeply, lets it out slow. So, humor me. What are you up to? I look away. Every time someone asks this, every time I ask myself the same question, I hope the answer would come easier by now. That I'd be more sure, but it changes almost by the minute. I'll confront him. I'm a general, and though he's my superior, I stop there. Alcar has been remarkably upfront with me about everything, despite his original warning not to trust anyone in this town, including himself. That doesn't mean Hunter's business is for his 4 ears. That's an old, easy excuse. In truth, it's more that I don't want to say the words, make them real. That's rough, buddy. I'm sorry. Should you be? He dragged you into this knowing full well you were just an easy target for something he's explicitly done. Yeah, he sure fucking did. And you won't catch me red-handed doing the same thing, blaming people not a part of this pyramid of shit. Anyway, that's good. Figured so, but gives me some peace of mind. At least till it actually fucking happens. What would you have done if I said I understand where he came from and side with him? The possibility is ridiculous, but my curiosity still burns. And if we're already ass deep in this kind of tense talk, What is one more to match the flames? Then you would have been what I expected. I have no faith in hunters save for maybe 2 or 3. And that won't change with your stellar example. But from me to you, thanks.
Well, I'd better go and put more drinks on somebody else's tab before this town starts missing me.
Tell me you aren't trying to drain Finn's wealth within your lifetime.
Oh, I wouldn't worry. I broke into the catacombs once just to see how rich our man is.
Oh?
And he's loaded. It's not like the treasure would sit there and marinate if you don't spend it.
He could pay taxes. Pay taxes to your boss. Okay, he has a point there. I have an appointment to catch with my enforcer anyway. Wow. I'll pray for you. Thank you. With a laugh and a shake of his head, Alcar shoves his hands deep into his pockets and ambles away towards the tavern's direction. I wait till he's out of sight before heading my own way. Okay, so I just want to do a quick time check. Do a save. Okay. So this is about 2 hours. Okay. So for the sake of my voice, I don't want to go any longer than today, than I have today. I will be continuing the rest of this playthrough tomorrow since I have the time. So let me see who we can raid. Like, I have an idea of who I want to raid. I just want to make sure that they are still on. Are they on? They are. So we're gonna raid Linoleum Bob. They are doing the woods have eyes and gaze. They're doing a tabletop RPG for charity. So we're gonna go over and raid Linoleum Bob. So hold on one second. I want to make sure I have pronouns proper. Okay, so Linoleum Bob pronouns. They, them, they're part of the Wookie Cookie stream team. They do a lot of cool stuff, a lot of chill stuff, and today we're doing spooky stuff. So I think it'd be appropriate to go and raid them. And a bunch of other folks that I know are from the community are currently playing the game. So we're gonna go raid Linoleum Bob. Wait, how do I spell L-I-N? It's like, hello, I know how to spell. No, I don't. I did not do well in my spelling bee as a kid. Okay, so here is the raid call and the raid rules. Please feel free to put whatever heart emotes you like in front of it. And remember, when we go over there, be on your best behavior. Listen to the mods and streamer. Your behavior is a reflection of the love, music, and appreciation I bring over to Linoleum Bob's community. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, continuing and hopefully finishing when the night comes. And then I'll be taking a break from that and focusing on sewing and maybe doing some fun stuff. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. But thank you all so much for coming by. Thank you for hosting, for retweeting the go live. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And do remember, abortion rights are human rights. It is more than just for women. Support trans, non-binary, and disabled and POC folks. So thank you all so much for coming by. And remember, hey, you're doing good. Don't worry about it. Now go make some noise. Bye-bye.